is it possible to go from this to this in 6 months? Maybe. There's just one problem. I am stupid and I don't really know how. But this time, I wanted to be fit. Like, really fit. Not too slim, not too fat, but strong and healthy. So I did what I could. I went to YouTube and searched for abs workouts and HIIT workouts and picked out the most dreadful, hard, and life-sucking workout routines to exist. Which was when I realized I am too lazy to pull this thing off. But there had to be an easy way because my knees hurt. And that was when I found out that while HIIT workouts are great for your stamina, it turns out it's actually pretty useless when it comes to fat loss. Here's why. Exercise only counts for about 10 to 30% of your energy use, and the rest comes from your resting metabolism, which is a fancy word for the calories you will burn if you stayed in bed all day long, over which you have very little to no control. And without changing your diet, you've probably got to do a ridiculous amount of cardio for it to have any sort of meaningful effect on fat loss. Most of us think of HIIT and cardio workouts to be some sort of superior form of workouts, because yes, they burn more calories in a shorter amount of time, which sounds great on paper, but the truth is that most people cannot actually stick to doing an HIIT workout 5 times a week for long enough until the fat loss actually reaches the stubborn areas of your body. And for one thing, exercise tends to make people hungry. So hungry, you eat twice as much as compared to what you usually do. So you burn 250 calories and then you consume 300 more calories than usual, which means you're doomed. All the effort you put in an hour worth of jog gets crushed by 5 minutes of eating a slice of pizza. Ouch! In fact, one study found that in reality, people who do cardio without any changes to their diet tend to lose only about 20 to 50% of the calories they should have actually burned, which is not a lot. So what is easier, to eat 500 calories less or trying to burn off 500 damn calories? And don't get me wrong here, I still do cardio, but do I use it as my main tool to get rid of fat? No. Rather, something I do on top of my diet to speed things up. And also because I have a crappy mental health situation. And if you really want to be fit, healthy, and strong, and keep that fat off once it's gone, then we need something that we can actually stick to for life. And rumor has it, the more enjoyable a workout is, the more likely you are to stick with it and hopefully see results. Now, I am no one to tell you what to do, but here's what you should be doing. Eating the same volume of food that you usually do, but slightly increasing your good fats, fibers, and proteins to build those muscles, and slightly reducing your carbs and sugars if you want to lose fat. This will keep you full for longer while also maintaining a calorie deficit. But then you start the diet and 3 hours later, you find yourself regretting your life choices. They say when you're hungry, drink water, because it turns out your body tries to trick you into thinking that you're hungry when you're in fact dehydrated. Who would have known? But I got excited and decided to starve myself. You should not be starving yourself, because if your body realizes that it is being underfed, it could think to itself that so it does everything in its power to not let you die and decides to store as much energy for as possible in the form of fat, and by slowing down your metabolism so that you burn fewer calories overall. And how does it slow down your metabolism? By breaking down your muscles. Oops. This means that you're now eating less, working out more, and you're still stuck. And that's when you make the most intelligent decision you could have made in this crisis. Slash even more calories thinking that you're stuck because you're eating too much. All of which means you're now consuming even lesser energy than what your body needs, which makes your body convinced that it turns out cheat days actually help your body to replenish its resting metabolism, helping you to burn more calories. It's like telling your body, hey, we can actually have a feast if you want to. We're just choosing not to. So please don't break my muscles, okay? At first, your weight shoots up, throw that damn scale away, and use some brain. It could be water weight, pork fat, core muscles, and remind yourself that a normal fitness journey looks something like this. Also, something you should know is that muscles burn more calories than fat, about 3 times more according to studies, and it is in general hard to build muscles as a girl. So what do we do when we need to be eating less to lose fat, but not too much that our body panics and starts getting rid of our goddamn muscles? We build those muscles by lifting weights or doing pilates, basically strength or resistance training, and eating a little bit more protein than usual. Now listen here, lifting weights does not burn as many calories as cardio does, but it does give your body a strong reason to hang on to the muscles that you've already got and to burn off your fat for energy instead. Look how the turnables have tapered. But do you need to be hitting the gym every single day to do that? No. Building muscles involves firstly straining your muscles and secondly letting them repair themselves. This usually takes between 42 to 72 hours. So if you want to build your muscles, you should train them 2 to 3 times a week at maximum and challenge them a little bit further each time by adding either more weights or resistance or reps, and you're good to go. But I'm here to tell you it gets worse, because I was doing the same workout as Kazuha, but Kazuha looks something like this and I look something like this, and my body is refusing to lose any further fat or grow any further muscles, and I had no idea what to do. And then it struck me like lightning. While I was exercising daily for an hour, I was living like a potato for the remaining 15 hours, while Kazuha was dancing 5 hours a day on a minimum. 1 hour of exercise does not make up for 15 hours of sitting, which is when I found out that I have to be in fact moving more throughout the day. A 15-minute walk 4 times a day, which totals to about 7,000 to 10,000 steps, can burn about 300 to 400 more calories, and that could amount to over 9 pounds of additional fat loss in a year. That's pretty cool. Now, I know what you're thinking. There's no way I can work my way into 11 line abs, but according to a 2021 study titled Slow and Steady or Hard and Fast, your body doesn't really care if the calories you burned were from some crazy knee-cracking HIIT workout that has burpees in it, or if you did simple walking. It just keeps the score in terms of the calories burned. And if you consistently walk for even 7,000 to 10,000 steps a day and stack some form of higher intensity cardio like dancing, biking, swimming, or HIIT 2 to 3 times a week, and 2 to 3 days of strength training per week on top of it, while eating the same volume of food but just higher in protein, fibers, and good fats, and lower carbs and sugar, you're good to go. The schedule's going to look something like this. That doesn't look ridiculous at all. Nothing could go wrong now. You thought. A lot can go wrong actually if you do this one last thing wrong. A study showed that when a group of participants were made to cut back on sleep for just about 14 days, everything else being the same, the amount of fat they lost fell by over 50%. That's a huge dip. Who would have known? When you're sleep deprived for a long time, your body's so stressed that it thinks you need to be conserving more energy. So it hangs on to your fat a lot more than if you had gotten proper sleep. Oops! So to sum it all up, if we rank all the possible combinations you could be using according to what works best, calorie deficit plus high protein plus strength training wins. Second best being calorie deficit plus strength training only, and third best being calorie deficit plus cardio. Am I saying you're gonna be seeing results overnight? No. If you want to do this in a healthy way, it should take you about 2 to 3 months to see some changes, and by 6 months you can pretty much change everything. But yeah, once you do all this, you're going to be fit.